we are into the round 4 now. So if we want to give the judge a head start or a big thumbs up, can go. So hopefully everything should be okay now. I'm just going to do a slight check on the sound when it starts, because we've obviously got on a delay.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Good. So, on the left-hand side, we have Metafo Yangzing against Infernoid Zodiac with Jamie Walkinshaw, which some of you might know is Jamie the Kid 00 against Ahmed Mustafa. So, starting us off, Ahmed starts, and in Ahmed's hand he has Metafo combination, Chai Wen, Metafo, I can't see which one that is, Yangzing Path, one of the Metafos, Yangzing Path, and Suwani. So Suwani comes straight down. So this is just basic normal plays. He does have 2 Yangzings in his hand to use the effect of... give me the deck list. I can't remember which one it is now.
It looks like silver.
Jiao Tu.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
he doesn't actually have the Jiao Tu in his hand though. Unfortunately, he's got the Chai Wen.
Yeah, what I'm saying is because Suwani's been popped, it then special summons out a Yangzing from the deck, so that's how he gets the Jiao Tu.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Getting there.
So Ahmed versus Jamie should be fun. But yeah, going on Jamie's hand, he has... he's got them all in different languages, I think. No, he hasn't. So do you want to go over Jamie's hand? I can't remember the Infernoids. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'll quickly read through them.
Yeah.
So he has Infernoid Jet, Infernoid PMAs, Inferno Petrulia, Zodiac Whipped Out, and a Fire Formation Tenki. So all quite standard on the Infernoid list.
Yeah, so I'll just pop that there. So with Mustafa, we have first off one of the biggest cards coming out, which is God, you know, I've forgotten all of the Yangzings. Denlong. So he summons Zefraxi and also Bixi. So Bixi makes Denlong invulnerable to battle, so it can't die by battle. But Denlong's obviously going to search out one of the Yangzing cards, and he's going to search out the 9 paths of the Yangzing. So it's pretty good.
Yep, just when a spell or trap card is activated or a monster effect, just negate it if he controls the Yangzing.
It's basically Infernity Barrier.
Yeah. Except for you need to control a Yangzing outside of Have No Hand, which is, I guess, is arguably easier.
Yeah. So the best thing about Denlong is it is a tuner. So I can't remember what he sent to the grave, but I assume it would have been a level 3 he must have sent to the graveyard. No, level 2, sorry, because Zefranyu is a level 6. So he's going to summon out another, because when Denlong leaves the field, you can special summon a Yangzing from your deck. So he's going to go into Baxia. So Baxia is going to pop a back row, which is probably going to be the combination, which will net him another Metafo, which it is. That is the combination that he drew, because he does play 2 combinations, so he's turned off any of those other effects now. He can't get out anymore, basically.
So it looks like a pretty strong opening for the Yangzing Metalfo guy.
Yeah, he's basically completing his scale now as well, so he can go into another level 8 with the monsters on board, and he goes and searches Abysmagear too. So if he synchros up now and then special summons, activates the scale and then pendulum summons, he can then search another Yangzing spell or trap card with Zefraxi's effect, or Zefranu's effect, sorry.
Yeah. So Zefranyu, in case you're not aware, it's when this card is pendulum summoned or destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in the monster zone, you can add 1 Yangzing or 1 Zephyr card from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn.
So another Bixi. No wait, sorry. Another Baxia. God, so it's really weird. I know this deck like the back of my hand, but my brain is so dead. And we got 4 more rounds, yeah!
So when you're sat here seeing everything on the screen, suddenly everything leaks from your brain.
Yeah. So he's going to overlay into Hope Harbinger, because that's obviously the right thing to do. Because then you free up a space so you can then pendulum summon.
Yep, and
then you can go into another level 8. So what you could end with here is, because he has another monster in his hand though. See, because one of the nice things that I like doing is special summoning out them, getting another barrier, well, 9 paths, and then synchroing up into like a Void Ogre Dragon too, so you've basically got like 4 negates on board.
Yeah,
But he
does have
can't
that
here because he has a monster in
lingering.
his hand, unfortunately. Which I think is knowledge to us. Yeah, it's a... No, it's not a Chaiwan, so it must be something... I'm not entirely sure what it was, actually.
We should see when he sort of double checks his hand, but
Yeah.
we know he has a pillar that he got with Denlong, a pillar that he's got with Zefranyu here. So it's a pretty big board for Jamie to get over.
It
on
is,
the
it
first
certainly is. But you can go into 2 level 8s if you want, but I think you leave 2 of them because you need negations.
Yeah, and you need Oh
So-
no, he does in fact have no cards in hand.
Okay. I
It's
wonder...
just the one trap card that we're seeing. The
Okay.
one he added with Denlong.
Maybe I was seeing something different then.
And in case he does activate the Metalfoe guy though and pops the Bismugear, it will add a card in his end phase.
Yeah.
But that Metalfoe scours use its effect, so he won't be able to get the pop off on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So Chaiwan is now on the board. He can go into Yazi if he so wishes, which might not be a terrible play either. Which it looks like he... Nope, gonna go into level 8. Could go into Omega. Could go into quite a few things actually. Void Ogre Dragon could have been that. Could have been the one there.
Yep, it is the card you mentioned.
Yeah, but Omega is not exactly a bad thing either.
So interesting, he opted to get the Chaiwan back.
Yeah. Oh well. That's still pretty decent. You got 3 negates on board and something that can take a card out of your opponent's hand. Not bad, eh?
Yep. So it looks like he did activate the Metalfoe pendulum effect. So maybe
Bismugear, yeah.
maybe I did miss it earlier. Maybe he had that still.
So it looks like there's 2 Tenkis in hand. And Tenki has the ability to search the Light Swarms, by the looks of it, yeah?
Light Swans?
There's...
The Zodiacs.
Oh, the Zodiac, sorry, Zodiac. I've been stupid there.
I mean, the good thing about Infernoid is it's a pretty explosive deck, but he would have been looking for that Lawnmower to be able to fight back against that very strong board of Hope Harbinger. I mean, ultimately, any card he has here, his opponent can negate at will, so it's looking like a pretty difficult game for him. I'm not sure sort of what he can do to get over this.
Well, yeah, the Tenkis, in my eyes, is a bluff. Like, it obviously gets to combos, but...
He's just hoping his opponent will burn
like,
the negate spell on it.
If I was in this situation, I have 4 negates. Like, 3 negates, sorry. I'm quite comfortable. I'm just going to wait until you start committing to actual resources, and then I'll start to negate a lot of things.
I mean, the problem with Jamie's hand is there's a lot of monsters.
A lot of monsters, which is not really what you want. Because obviously you want to be seeing the milling cards. You want to see the left arm offering to get to the Grasslook screener. You want to see the reasoning. You want to see the monster gate. But
it just seems like going up against that board, there's just so much for him to have to play against. He would need a very, very strong hand to actually fight back against that board.
yeah,
It doesn't look like he has it here. So it looks like a relatively
average
straightforward
hands,
game
yeah.
1 for the Metalfoe Yang Zing player.
For now. So Dryden's going to attempt to pop Hope Harbinger. It's going to get negated. And Chaiwan is going to be used for that sacrifice. Dryden doesn't still go ahead, Jamie. Did it just go back to the extra deck? Maybe not. Maybe it's just under the Viper, I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Anyway, So, obviously Chai Wen's been destroyed because you destroy the monster.
Yeah, so that would explain it.
So that's why we've now got a...
That's a
Bixi?
Bixi.
Yeah. I've been told because they're obviously Chinese laws, they're Bixi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of... and it's not Baxia, it's Bashia. So I've been told,
No, we can't do that.
So I've been told...
We can't do that on stream.
So, yeah, there's lots of weird pronunciations going around there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, so the 9 pillars just destroying the Chaiwan there.
Just attending to the chat.
Yeah, no Infernoids engraved, didn't draw any of his milling cards, so he did just banish the...
It's probably one of the
Infernoids.
worst turns you can do.
I mean, it looks like the Metal Foe player opened everything he needed.
Well, it's basically just a Yang Zing, a Metafo, and 2 Yang Zing cards. So basically 4 Yang Zing cards wins. Well, 3 Yang Zing cards, sorry. Because you get the discard from the Jiatu, and you have the Metafo to pop the first one, So I assume the Metafo effect is activating here. I don't think he... Oh no, he has the fusion and combination still, so he's fine.
So Mithrillium is the normal card that they'll look to fuse into, since it is one of the strongest ones
Yeah.
that they have. Just confirming to his opponent what he set there.
Hope Harbinger. Too strong. Still a really, really strong card. How much is that now? Is that still 15-20? Or is
Yeah.
it 10?
It's, it was around the 10 mark for quite a while. I think it
And then it
has
went
jumped
back up a bit, didn't it? Yeah, yeah. Would you consider going to game 2 here? So he's just Omegaing to take a card out of his hand, but basically he's just making space. So it is banished face up.
Yep.
So that's
So there's
irrelevant.
the Night Beam.
Yeah, it's basically irrelevant.
Yeah, the Inferno Night Beam doesn't really do too much here.
Nope.
I mean, the problem with Jamie is he would have been looking to get off a really strong Lawnmower to fight back in the game.
Is he maybe going into Chambara? I think it's called. No, he's going to go into a Denlong. I thought he might go into Chambara and basically just try and swing an OTK. Because Chambara would attack twice, and that would be enough with the rest on board. But more style points, more negates.
I think at this point you can afford to make lots and lots of mistakes and still
Yeah.
win the game as the Yang Zing player.
I know. I think it's just whether or not you consider Jamie's back row to be a live thing.
Yeah,
That's it.
He's still got his Pendulum Summon for the turn.
But the best thing is he's still got negates even if it is. Even if it is a thing, so... I guess rebuild up your board, and then... He's now got a draw as well, which is pretty good. And then... So Yazzy's going to come out and probably try and pop the monster or the back row. And then you can just summon out another Yang Zing, and then you at least have the negate on board too. So Yazzie comes down, which is basically a new Scrap Dragon. Well, I say new, it's been out for a while now. Year and a half, probably? I don't know. It's been Yang Zing's
They've
that
been out
first
for
set.
some time.
Well, this is the second set that Yazzie was released, so it was in the second set for it. So yeah.
So not much to really comment on here.
No, just waiting. 0 defense, right? Most, if not all, the Infernoids have 0 defense,
Yeah,
right?
it looks like it's 0. I think it's 1800 0.
Yeah. They got destroyed?
Don't know. What's going on anymore.
Maybe it's the effect, and I'm not entirely sure.
I'm pretty sure Petrulia is just the MST one.
I think so. But however, Ahmed does now have Herald of Arclight play, which is pretty disgusting. Herald of Arclight that can't be destroyed by battle.
Oh, I'm guessing he just used the Yazzie to scrap Dragon there.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah. I did miss that.
It looked like an attack.
Yeah, it did
I
look
saw
like
the-
an
I
attack.
saw the
Didn't
poke
it?
of the card,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, I mean, it looked like he attacked, but his monster died as well.
Yeah, I know. It was weird, wasn't it?
So yeah, he has just picked up his cards, gone to game 2.
Yeah. So which is pretty fair because you can't really do much against that, can you?
Not
No.
really.
No, not really.
I mean, Jamie's going to have a chance to go first now.
Which is obviously
So,
what you want.
He can set up his
Well, actually,
build, his grave.
he can set up. The thing is, most, if not all, lawn mowing decks want to go second. But in this instance, you're forced to go first.
Just because you can't really play
You-
through all of
just-
those counter traps.
Or more just because you can't afford to. You can't afford to just assume and hope that they won't open broke.
Yep. I mean, the big benefit to like a deck like Infernoid is it plays around all of the dimensional barriers in the format.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you're having to come up against 3 counter traps that you never really expected at the start of the day, you didn't expect to be round 4 Frio, having to play against Yang Zing Metalfoes.
Oh. I'm choking.
The co-commentator's just left the room. He is otherwise occupied. He's just had a bit of a coughing fit. And we're back in the room.
Oh, casually choking there. Apologies. Anyway, who needs a voice?
So let's take a look at their side decks. Let's see if there's anything Jamie has that can really help him in this matchup. So he's got 1 copy of Stillswarm Roach, 3 Artifact Lancier, 2 Gamma-Sil, 1 Dogoran, the Mad Flame Kaiju, 1 Radian, 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, and 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. So one big card there is the Stillswarm Roach.
Yeah, which will be ridiculous if you can go first and summon that.
Then he's also got the Kaijus, which would prove to be pretty good here.
Yeah,
Maybe
Kaijus would be good just because you can hopefully eliminate any of those, obviously big boss monsters, but more importantly, get rid of any of the Yang Zings that you would have to tribute or destroy with the
Yep.
effect of 9 pillars.
I mean, the Kaiju Slumbers might not be strong enough to bring in here because they've got the Harbingers,
Yeah.
all of their monsters
I
float.
think, yeah, against an established board, it literally does nothing. It's just an extra negate.
Yeah, I think just bringing in the Kaijus alone for Jamie
Yeah.
would prove to be alright. They might help him out, especially if he's having to come up against a card like Hope Harbinger. And then for Ahmed, just looking at his side deck, he's got the 2 Ghost Ogre, the 2 Flying Sea, 2 Jinzo. It's a very interesting card.
Jinzo's a good one.
A Regeki, 2 System Down, 2 Twin Twisters, 2 D-Barriers, 1 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, and 1 Heavy Slump.
Heavy Slump. Too strong. It's been a while since we've seen that card.
So he is not fearing the Max C challenge. He would very much hope somebody does play that against him.
If he can...
If he can get that Heavy Slump.
Yeah, exactly. What are the chances of you actually getting the Heavy Slump, though?
I mean, you'd have to go first and have to open 3 of the combo pieces
Yeah.
plus your Heavy Slump. Seems a little optimistic, but
Just a little bit, but, you know, you never know.
he is 3-0 at the minute.
Yeah.
1 up in round 4. So yeah, Jamie has opted in to go first here.
Yeah,
as
no
we kind
surprise.
of expected.
No surprise there.
So I'll start with Ahmed's hand. He has a Chaiwan, a Jiaotu, a Terratop, a 9 Pillars of the Yangzing, and a Metal Foe Stalin. And Jamie's just opened up with the Zodiac Rapier. Let's just see if we have a picture of his hand. So he opened 2 Harmodix, an Instant Fusion, a Void Vanishment, and a Rapier. One thing to note about the Void Vanishment, for the sort of once he uses the effect for the rest of the turn, he's locked into Infernoid monsters,
Yeah.
normal summon and special summon, so we'll probably see that come at the end of the turn. The Harmodix probably won't do too much here. But yeah, maybe we'll just see Jamie open up the Dryden plus the Stillswarm Roach. Activate the Void Vanishment, grab the Void Feast from his deck. He plays 1 copy and just pass to his opponent. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what line of play Jamie takes here. As I said, I'm guessing he's just going to go for a Stillswarm Roach, a Dryden, set the Void Feast.
Yeah.
Probably had a Whip Tower. I don't think we're going to see any spicy text like the Lunar Light from last round.
Unfortunately not. No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty standard.
Yeah, so he's just telling his opponent, I might as well use a second rat here as well.
Yeah.
Seems to be going through the plays fairly quickly, sort of not shuffling, cutting his deck every time.
There's no point really,
Yeah.
especially first turn.
Doesn't want to tell his opponent he's got the Void Vanishment, especially in case his opponent Ghost Ogres him. Probably would have
Yeah.
seen the Ghost Ogre already, to be fair, but
Yeah.
you never know.
So pretty standard plays. This is the part where we're slowly going into more Zodiac combos. So it's just like not much we can really say.
You're going to see a slight inclusion of the Infernoids towards the end of his turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he going to just show his opponent the Roach? He's looking to overlay the Emerald. So he's made the Trident. Looks like he's going to opt for an Emerald.
Yeah. Maybe he feels he can extend a little bit more.
Yeah. Maybe he just appreciates that if he does get like Regeki'd and he doesn't get a chance to shuffle those rats back, then he doesn't really have any chance to get back into the game. But he I do believe he's got the Instant Fusion in his hand as well, so that
Oh, so
that is
that's
a 1
the
card
Roach.
rank 4 anyway.
Yeah, so there's the Roach.
So yeah, he's choosing to commit quite heavily to the board here.
But I think it needs to be done.
No, I'm actually incorrect. He is not going to go for the Stillsworn Roach.
Ah.
Quite surprised why he's gone for that line of play.
Because you now can't... You can only normal special summon Infernoids now, right?
Once he chooses the effect to discard a card to
Yeah.
search a
Oh,
void
okay.
spell or trap, then that's when he's sort of locked out for the rest of the game.
He does also have Snow in his hand, by the looks of it, I think. Fairy Tale Snow, which I think he just discarded.
So yeah, you can see the power of going first in this game.
Yeah, it's just still so strong.
Jamie had a chance to go first, just play the Zodiac Rat
Yeah,
uninterrupted. His opponent didn't get a Ghost Ogre or the Flying Sea to stop him. Doesn't look like he's got the Regeki in his hand as well, so looks like a pretty strong opening for Jamie here. I think Jamie's coming close to the end of his turn. He's just asked his opponent to cut his deck, so
so we set one.
looks like it's going to be a pass of the turn.
So not totally strong turn.
I mean, so he's got the Instant Fusion, so if anything happens, he can always just
Yeah,
play the
he's
Instant
got
Fusion, get the rat back from under the Emerald.
Yeah, he's got value for next turn for sure.
So this special summons Infernos from your deck.
Yep.
Equaling level 8. So we're probably going to see a Decatron and maybe the level 7 here.
It's the only real two Decatron
two
and then
Decatrons
level
and
6. Oh, that glare. Can I do anything about that glare? Let's see. Probably not.
No, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much about it.
Oh, never mind. What would that be? Okay, I'll sort that out later.
So we're going to see both Decatrons sending 2 cards as well.
Yeah.
He's got lots of the Graveyard Disruption active as well.
He's got a lot of plays.
Yeah, so a lot of the Infernos have the effect that you can tribute one other monster.
Yeah.
Or tribute a monster you control.
And then take a card out of the graveyard.
So he's
which
just
isn't
sending
too bad.
Deviati and an Anonku.
Yeah.
So he, pretty sure he copies the effects for the rest of the turn.
So it's pretty decent to get those 2 out. So this is where Infernoids want to be, basically. You know.
Yeah. So Decatron reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Infernoid from your deck to your grave except Infernoid Decatron. And if you do, increase this card's level by the level of descent monster. If you do, that name becomes... So basically Decatron gets that monster's name and its effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now those 2 Decatrons have the name Infernoid Anunku and Infernoid Deviati. But mainly,
Super strong.
he's copying the Deviati effect to... he can tribute a monster, negate a monster's effect.
Yeah.
And he has the Ononunku, which can sack a monster to banish a card from his grave.
Which is extremely good, but here's the first time, round 4, we actually see our first Terratop resolve properly.
And yeah, he's not playing the Takaton board, he's playing the Red-Eyed Dice from his deck list.
Because the reason to get red-eyed dice is you can quickly rush into Denlong, which is the biggest play. So red-eyed dice, when it's normal special summoned, target a spove or a monster you control apart from itself, and then you can make the level either 1 or 6. And because it is a tuner, you know, there's a lot of cool things you can do. But it looks like he didn't need it. He just gets Jiao-Tu, which is actually pretty decent.
He can't use the effect because he controls another monster, correct?
Correct.
So,
But you can still go into Denlong.
So yeah, he's looking to sink for 5 here.
But he's going to pop the, which is the right thing to do. You don't particularly want to pop the Yang Xing card.
Yeah, but now that does open Jiao-Tu to his effect.
It does.
So maybe we'll just see him discard 2 Yang Xing cards. I think he's just asking him to confirm which Infernoid sort of effects they have. You can see Jamie leaning back in the chair here. He feels pretty comfortable in this game.
I think you feel pretty comfortable as well, especially with the instant fusion in hand. There's a lot you can do. And you've got 6 Infernoids in grave. Well, sorry, 3 in grave and 3 on field. So
yeah, and I guess that kind of explains why he didn't want the Roach, because
otherwise he would have filled up the board.
Decatron.
Yeah. The double Decatron is a pretty decent play.
Otherwise, he would have had to go for a Decatron in the level 7.
Yeah.
So I guess he's just looking to get more value out of his Void Feast.
It's always good to get value out of your cards. That's what you want. So as I said, all of these videos are going to be going up on my YouTube channel. Fun fact, by the way, guys. You know the school servant in round 2. He's still XO, which is crazy. Which is awesome.
Yep, he is playing the Dark Magician deck that is also 3-0 this round.
Yep.
We're going to have them on stream, but...
I was going to have Dark Magician on stream, but, you know, can't really have the same player basically one after another. He was round 2, then round 4. So hopefully the Dark Magician player... you see, now this is the crossroads. I want the Dark Magician player to win, because then he can be 4-0, but then he's beating Skull 7, and that's not what I want, so... Yeah, we'll just let the
maybe a draw is a reasonable result here,
Yeah.
because there is a tier 2 event, so there will be draws at this event.
Yes.
We haven't seen one yet on stream.
No, we haven't. Hopefully we don't. I don't like draws.
Yeah, I mean, it's never really fun to draw a game, especially with a regional 8 rounds. A lot of the time, the person that goes 8-0 will be the decided victor at the end of the game.
Exactly, yeah.
So a draw is as good as a loss in some situations.
Yeah, exactly, it is. So a very passive play. Ahmed's just summoned the Sawani to get rid of one of the Decatrons.
And he set the Metal Foe combination, if I'm correct?
Yeah. Which doesn't really do anything in this instance.
So he's got that combination set just to follow up for his plays on the following turn.
Yeah, but getting a second resolve on Emerald is just so good.
Yeah, I mean, so this is where you see Zodiacs what they do best.
Yeah.
Just sort of with one card getting
Massive
1 to 2
advantage.
cards on their first turn, but then sort of everything goes back in the deck, so they can keep going and going and going.
Yeah, forever going.
You can see how big Jamie's hand is right now, and it's just pretty insane, comparing his board, his hand, to his opponent. But the deck is quite fragile. One Regeki can sort of just tear everything down.
Yeah, which is Zodiac's MO, basically.
Yeah, and Jamie isn't actually playing too many defensive traps.
Well, he's playing one combination on one Void Feast, so yeah,
and,
not a lot you can really do with that. He's just banking on the monsters being able to protect him.
I can't see any outside of the 2 anti-spells, which I doubt he might have brought into this matchup. There are the Pendulum Scales, but doesn't ultimately do
I think
too much.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a waste. I know that obviously you anti-spell them first turn, they can't really do much. But as we can see here, there are better plays to be making that go along with your strategy to lock them out.
Yeah,
so I think it's,
control the board, win on the board.
Do you think anti-spell is a decent side deck card right now in this format? I don't think it's actually that great.
So
It hits. Obviously, it's decent, and it'll always be decent as long as pendulums and spell cards are imperial to decks. But I don't think it's the best side deck card.
Yeah, I mean, so even playing it in Zodiac, there's quite a lot of good spells. You have yourself, if you're playing a Kaiju build, you
Yeah.
have the free Slumbers, the free Tenkis, the free Barrages. There's lots of your own deck that you slow yourself
Yeah,
down on.
exactly.
So, it's a good card, but now
But-
that Metal Foes have access to Zodiacs themselves,
Yeah.
they can make the Tridents. Sometimes it just feels like there's better cards you could be playing.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to have a swing over a Yang Zing here. That glare is too strong. There's only so much we can do about glare.
Looks like a set card at this point.
Yeah, it's just a set card, that's all it is. He's looking through his extra deck currently. Interesting. You won't find monsters to stop you in there right now.
Yep. So do we actually know what the other set card is?
I don't believe so. Do we? Well, let's look
Let's
at his
see if we can work out
hands.
from his hand. Just work out what he hasn't played.
Must have been a card he drew. Because the only thing he opened up was 9 Pillars as a back row. Oh,
It might be 9 Pillars.
no, it'll be one of them's 9 Pillars.
One is the Metal Foe card, which we know he set.
So the other's 9 Pillars.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorted. So Chai Wen comes out, which is obviously decent because Chai Wen's a very, very good card.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Jamie's plan to clear the...
That's how.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
He
Just
is,
needed to make sure he could clear the Suwani.
Yeah.
First of all, get a monster out in defense mode.
which he can because he can just banish it and stop those plays straight away.
Yep, so all of the Yang Zings with the high attack stats, bring them out in defense mode.
The difference is he can now do this, yeah, because it's in damage stat. That he goes to banish it, I believe. They're just talking to the judge and confirming that.
I mean, the main thing we have to check is whether or not the Whip Tower actually activates.
Or does it give it the effect, or is it a condition? I guess
Uh,
that's going to be what the...
yeah. I guess we have a fairly experienced judge on the floor with the two players.
after
So
damage card, banish it.
Does indeed start a chain.
Yep.
So we'll see how it's ruled. It might be that. I'll leave this one to
Yeah, we'll leave this
the
to
judge on the
Kiwi.
floor. I don't want
I
to.
think there may have been an appeal. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like there's an appeal. So we'll just wait a sec to see what people think. That's fine, Jamie. Just giving me 1 moment, please. Which is obviously completely fine. So I believe it does start a chain.
So here's the problem. Normally you can't tribute cards that have already been destroyed by battle because
Yeah.
in terms of the game mechanic, they've already considered to be destroyed here. So although he would be able to use that trap in the damage step to negate the Whip Tower, I believe he would have to tribute a non-battling monster, i.e. because of
Yeah, it does.
Chai
It does seem like that. Thinking about it, yeah, it does seem like that.
So just based on sort of how other cards interact, then I'd say that's how it would be ruled. But again,
Yeah, it makes sense to
sometimes you do get more sort of tricky ruling. So I'll just see how the appeal goes.
So we will just wait and see.
do that. I'll be back just to make sure everything's going fine.
Players just having a chat amongst themselves, waiting for the judge to come over. Seems like a relatively straightforward decision here, so should know soon enough what the decision's going to be, and then the players can get underway again. So yeah, still just waiting on the head judge to come over. Sometimes appeals can take quite a while at tournaments because obviously there's one head judge, there's 189 players, lots of tables going on. So just bear with us, and we will have an answer for you guys shortly. So I believe the ruling here is he's not arguing that the whip towel was attacked successfully. I believe both players agree that the whip towel is on the Dryden. It's just whether or not once he attacks with the Dryden, the whip towel will activate, which says if this card battles an opponent's monster after damage calculation, banish that opponent's monster. So I think he's just trying to chain the 9 pillars in response to the whip towel. So I think that's what's going on here. But we'll have a definitive answer for you guys shortly. They're just having a ruling on the table now.
Cool, we are back. Just the head judge was just chatting to one of the other players, so that's why there was just another appeal. So it's been ruled that another monster would have to be there for it to fulfill the requirement of 9 pillars of the Yang Zing.
Yeah, so it was.
So it's as
I
you
was
said.
saying, yeah.
Yes.
So I guess Ahmed in that situation, sort of as Jamie correctly did, he the whip towel went on successfully. If he wanted to negate anything, he would have had to.
He would have had to negate the whip
when
tail
he
at that
sort
point.
of revealed the whip towel in his
Yes.
hand. He would destroy his Chow and get to summon probably the Bian in attack mode.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the one with the highest attack that has to come out in attack mode.
Well, beyond 16. Well, Suwani's 19. Yeah.
He could have brought out another Suwani.
Yeah.
So yeah, ultimately, as we were saying, just pointing out that Ahmed probably wasn't sure how the interaction would go down, but as I was saying, because the game sort of recognizes that the Charwan had already been destroyed by battle.
Yeah. It can't be used.
Because the effect of Whip Towel activates in the damage calculation, the monster's already deemed to be destroyed, so you can't tribute it again for the 9 pillars.
Yep. I was wondering how Paladin got banished.
Sujet can banish monsters from the extra deck when
That's
it does
it.
battle damage.
Yeah, that was it.
So let me just confirm that for you guys, but yeah, that.
Because I was wondering why that was there.
So Infernoid Sujet, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, when this card declares an attack, you can banish one card from your opponent's extra deck. They
Yep.
get to choose.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, that is how that Paladin got banished. He probably just banished the least relevant card to him in this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Which Paladin isn't helping very much so right now. So life points are 5,700 to 8,000. Judge just confirmed for me there because I was unsure. Master Slipping is now hosting me, thank you. So, Bixi is on the field. He did draw into another Yangzing. Another Metafo, or he already had it. I didn't think he had Gold Driver originally, did he? No, he didn't.
No.
So he must have drawn into that.
Yeah, and Jamie used the Dryden effect on the previous turn just to pop the face up
Yeah.
Metafo. Since he didn't have anything else to go for.
So he still at least has something to do that. So Decatron is going to use its effect from previous, was it? Maybe? Or
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't forget the names. It keeps the
yeah, it's a permanent.
keeps the level 1 effect permanently.
But 9 branches is going to be activated there.
So I'm not sure which one that was. I'm assuming it was the Deviati that he had there.
I assume so. But Big Shi's obviously going to be destroyed and bring something out. And he's going to pop the... I assume on the effect, obviously it's going to resolve. Yeah, because it's a bit weird way to activate it. But yeah, it's fine. So, yeah, it's quite interesting to see what's going to be going on, happening now, really. He's got Red-Eyed Dice and a Yangzing that he's going to be summoning now, but he has no Metafo cards.
He has a set combination, which we saw a while ago. But
Yeah, there we go. There was just
he doesn't have much left to really make any
Not
plays.
really, yeah. There was just too much for Ahmed to kind of drive through. And in the interest in probably time as well, it's best just to scoop that one up and go to game 3 where he will be going first.
Yeah.
So at times you just think, if they establish a board, you're just like, no, let's just go to game 3. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
Let's
so
not
I mean,
waste any time.
one thing I really like to see in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when sort of a fun game where an interesting game where it's not decided on the die roll, but I think it's been a pretty
It's been like that.
influential sort of both games have been decided on who went first.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have a nice open game 3, not have somebody open like ridiculously broken as I think both players kind of did in game
But
1
that's
2.
that's what Ahmed does though. Well, that's what Yang Xing does.
Yeah.
You either open up amazing or incredibly mediocre, which is obviously a problem.
I mean, the thing is, everybody's focused on the Zodiacs, which have a very strong opening,
Yeah.
but they do they're one card combos, but they get shut down by one card as well, so
Yeah.
you kind of need to be going first to be able to get away with that.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why sort of there's lots of popularity in these lawnmower decks because they go second. If they can't negate your lawnmower, and you sort of
You sort of win.
gain such a big advantage,
Yeah.
especially because your opponent's gone first and taken even more cards out of their deck. That you just feel pretty good sat there with a graveyard of 20, depending on whichever engine you're playing, because there's somebody outside playing a crazy Fluffle, Star Seraph, Zodiac.
Which someone is. Yeah. Exactly.
He's throwing like every card into the deck. And I guess
It's a bit
that's kind
crazy.
of the benefit of lawn mowing because
Yeah, because you can just do that. A lot of things work.
yeah,
Fairy Tale Snow is just too good as well.
when you're milling 20 cards, it don't really matter which ones. I think it matters too much which ones they are.
I know.
Right.
Unless you're a Skull Servant and mill. So,
Like
skulls and...
all of your King of the Swamp.
King of the Swamp, broke.
King of the Skull Servants.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how that Skull Servant's doing in the tournament. I'll find out. Don't worry. It's basically he's doing pretty well. Like XO after 3 rounds, 4th round he's still XO. It's pretty crazy. So going second for Jamie.
We can see there is a side deck card. Sorry, an extra deck card in a side deck. So
Well, that was
that was the Steel Swarm Roach.
I think there was another one, was there, or was it just the Roach?
Just
yeah,
the
just the
Roach.
Roach. Yeah.
And Ahmed as well has opted to side the Beatrice. So he sided out the Ignista since it doesn't really do too much.
Beatrice, obviously, you can go into, so it's one of those things. Yep, so obviously Ahmed is going first. The biggest shock of the tournament so far. So, looking at the hands, they are coming through imminently. How come Linthio isn't competing? Because I'm currently streaming. Otherwise I would.
He didn't want to break everyone's heart by
Well-
beating their Zodiacs with his Skull Servants.
So he hasn't opened up any Metaphor Yang Xing. He hasn't. Well, of course he's opened up. He hasn't opened up any Metaphors, but he does have a Beyond, a Speedroid Terratop, and 9 Pillars of the Yang Xing, a Zephranu, and a Big Sheep.
And Jamie has opened very, very, very strong. He's got a left arm offering,
God!
a Zodiac Barrage, a Reasoning, an Infernoid Seismitus, and Fire Formation Tenki.
That's a bit ridiculous.
So I mean,
Imagine if he was going first.
I mean, going first, going second. Your opponent needs to set up
Nah, they need. He basically needs turn 1 board, but he can't do that.
because
Like
he doesn't
game
have
on
to
board.
jow to the Metal Foes.
No, he just doesn't have the Metaphor to pop.
Yep.
But he can at least go into a
Denlong?
Denlong, yeah, which will get him another search.
And then he can negate with the Denlong, that will die. Special Yang Xing from his deck.
Yep.
And then he has another 9 pillars in his deck.
Yep.
Sorry, his hand.
Yep.
So he's got the 2 negates there. Denlong's pretty beefy defense.
Yep.
It's not going to be killed very easily without him
No.
being able to activate that 9 pillars. So I think we're in for a pretty interesting game. Jamie's got an immense hand.
Thing is, though, like, Jamie could try and bluff out the Reasoning, then play the Barrage, and then just do the left arm offering, get rid of those 2, and or he could even. Nah, there's no point tanking.
I mean, he'll probably start with the Reasoning and
The
just see how
Reasoning's
that
always
goes.
the best thing to start, yeah, for sure.
There's lots of non-normal summonable monsters you play, so every time you're passing an Infernoid, your chance of winning the game is just going up and up and
Yeah,
up.
exactly. So yeah, it seems like all he's going to be doing is setting 2 and passing.
Yep, and the left arm has a restriction that Jamie will be unable to set spell or trap cards
Yep.
when the turn he activates it.
But that doesn't really matter. He
But-
picked up an Instant Fusion.
Yep, even more good cards.
Jesus, so strong. Reasoning now needs to come down.
I'm imagining he's going to start with the
Unless he
Reasoning.
wants to go to the...
I mean, there's a few good cards he can get from this. He can get the Infernoid. He can't get Petrulia.
No.
he can get the Decatron, which can get the Petrina.
Decatron is the main thing you normally go for.
I guess he knows sort of the barrage has to be negated here.
Yeah.
I'll be very shocked. Well, his opponent might let him.
It
the
depends
barrage.
because he does have 2 negates on board, basically.
Yeah. So
Because he has the Denlong, and the Denlong's going to replace itself.
So you wouldn't negate the barrage here, but you will be negating one of the Zodiac cards on this turn. You
Yeah.
can't just let them go uninterrupted because they are that strong.
Exactly. So just see, obviously he's going to be getting the rat once he finds it. Oh, he's going to get the Whiptail.
I guess he's just going to have a passive turn.
Yeah, and it looks like they've gone into time, maybe. Yeah, time.
Yeah. So I guess he's going to have a passive turn. With time on a round, it's not the best time to be having a passive turn.
Yeah, exactly. And draws are a thing, so it's a very difficult thing that is going to be going ahead now. They need to really push hard. Both decks can push really hard, so...
I mean, I think Jamie was planning to just attack the Denlong, let it banish.
Yeah. But...
And of course he would be able to... here he would be able to use the 7 pillars because the Denlong wouldn't die by battle.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So I'm not sure what Jamie's plan here is, to be honest with you.
Don't forget he has the reasonings.
Yeah, we're going to have to see some of the other cards from his hand coming into play. Any of the Infernoid cards, the Seismitus,
Yeah.
the Atondor, the Onanunku, the Deviati, lots of cards that he's probably going to left arm for a Lawn Line at some point in this game.
I think you do this, then you let it get negated. You do the reasoning, let that get negated, and then he's clear to do the left arm offering.
So I think my money's still on Jamie. Oh, it's looks like he's just going to attack directly with the Borbo.
That's also a thing.
So
Completely forgot that existed.
I mean, I was aware he could attack directly, but it looks like he is just going to say that. So it's a continuous effect. He can't be... Huh? What's going on?
Can you attack directly with a Borbo?
Yeah, Borbo can definitely attack directly, but I'm not really sure what's happened here.
I think he has attacked directly, but there's damage has been taken. He's gone down to 6-4. Jamie's gone down 6-4. He attacked into it.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting. He opted not to 9 pillars there, but I guess he's just looking to hold on to some more valuable cards.
Now the good thing about Denlong is it's when the card leaves the field,
Ah,
you get to special summon.
so I guess Jamie didn't read the card very...
Possibly, yeah, because now he's got Jiao too.
Because I thought for Jamie to make that play, he would be aware that
Yeah.
Denlong thought it was if it dies.
Now you need to be negating this. There's no question. You need to negate it.
Does the 9 pillars destroy the card or does it shuffle it back?
It shuffles it back.
So he would essentially stop the chain once.
Yeah.
Yep, shuffle that card into the deck and destroy one other Yang Zing card you control.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going to destroy his Yang Zing and shuffle that Borbo back into the deck.
Not the Borbo.
So yeah,
The
sorry.
reasoning. The reasoning.
yeah, the
shuffled
reasoning,
back in. Yeah,
reasoning.
he activated
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reasoning. Yeah.
So interesting play by Jamie. I'm not sure attacking the Denlong was the correct thing to do.
Yeah. Seems like it was maybe a possible misplay there.
Just feel like this was Jamie's game to lose.
Yeah. So the Tenki's been activated, and I wouldn't negate this. I'd let this go because it's not applying any immediate pressure.
Yeah.
It's just foresighting stuff, and that's fine. Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh's in the chat. Don't know how Duncan's doing. I'll find out later for you. Surely you can just message him. I haven't seen Duncan on any top tables, so probably not well. If we had a table 500, then maybe. So another Denlong comes out, another search. So that means he's going to get the Path. Path will be able to shuffle in 3 Yang Zing cards to draw 2.
Yep.
Incredibly strong card. So I assume this is it's still Jamie's turn.
Yeah, because the Whiptail was someone from the barrage.
Barrage, yeah. So Rat comes down. Is he activating the effect? I wonder. He must, yeah. So that goes back into the deck. Denlong isn't going to activate its effect because I think it's a once per turn when it leaves the field, as far as I'm aware.
So, how did the Denlong come out, actually?
So the Denlong came out because in your opponent's turn they had you can synchro up in your opponent's turn with because he had Suwani and Chai Wen, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you can synchro up in your opponent's turn.
Alright, is
So
that,
formula synchron effect.
is that Chawen?
Yeah. Any of the Yang Zings have that effect apart from Bian, I think, and Chai Wen.
Yeah, good point.
So at this point, Left Arm Offering is played because he's as we said, this is basically what we said would happen.
Yeah.
He's trying to bait out as much as possible because the lawn mowing is the most important thing. The only difference was that instead of negating the Whiptail effects with the Bauble, he went through to get the Rat, and the Rat was negated, so that's where two of them went. Now this is big because this is lawn mowing, and Jamie's just laughing in the room as well. So I'm just going to quickly work out how many cards they have in each player's deck now, and then commence mowing.
Yeah, just counting up decks. Obviously, it's easy for Jamie to count the cards he's played as opposed to the cards left in his deck.
Yeah, exactly. It's always easier unless you play a lawn mowing. Then it's probably just easier to count the cards.
25.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. See, he knows how to do it, doesn't he?
Very courteous of Jamie right there. So we're going to see 5 Needlebug's nests. That's how I'm going to measure this card.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting with Olympio.
So that's
Already, and a snow. Already a hell of a lot of cards.
so he's at 15. Seen lots of Infernoid names.
How many? 25 or 23?
25. He's
Jesus.
got 2 more. The 2
And the slumbers, just for
the 2
good measure.
slumbers can banish Adakaiju.
Yeah.
So I mean, even though he's down on life at the minute,
Nah,
I think by
that's-
the end of the game, Jamie will be able to.
So Jamie's already entered his battle phase this turn, hasn't he? Because he attacked.
Yep.
So he can't.
He's got no hand. He's just going to make a Trident.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm wrong. He's actually going to go to get the Rat. He's only got 1 left in his deck though. From oh wait. Yeah, no, I think he's just got the 1.
He does have. I think he just has 1, yeah. So let's see what he searches off. It might just be
I
trying
guess
to boost it up a little bit. So there's the other Rat. Vile Muffin, I just mixed them up, that's all. I probably do have some weird concepts of how they work too. You know, I wouldn't put it past me. It is me, so trying to do a lot of memory. We're seeing so many Yang Zings flying around. It's difficult.
So yeah, the Deviati's on the field now. Once per turn, he can, when a monster effect is activated, he can tribute a monster and negate the effect.
Which is pretty good. So you can go into Steel Sun Roach now, if you want. So he's going to pop it. I think Jiaotu already activated its effect this turn, maybe. That's probably why it can't do anything. And the Roach is probably the best play here, right? Yep.
Looks like that's what it's going to be.
It surely is. He's got... Yeah, this is strong. He's down on life, but this is still the first turn of time. So... And he has Snow in
Next
grave.
turn he's got the snow, he's got the...
Yeah.
He's got the snow, he's got the Deviati in case he tributes it and has to summon it again. The Deviati can
Should the,
destroy all non-void spell and traps as well.
yeah, the Tenki should be gone. We'll just change the...
I don't think he used the effect though, I think it's an ignition. Yeah, you can destroy all spell and traps, so he's just opting not to...
Oh, okay, he's not choosing
opting
to activate
just
it.
not to destroy his own Tenki.
That's fine.
He's got the Fairy Tale Snow, which is
Strong.
yeah, he can just Book of Moon.
Yeah,
use it
anything.
and
That
get a
is-
1850 body.
Yep. So Ahmed's just currently trying to figure out what he could do here. His draw is... Can't really see it. It was a monster. He hasn't shuffled his hand, so it's the topmost card for sure.
He's playing a pretty high Metal Foe count and he hasn't drawn a single 1 this game.
how it is, unfortunately. Oh, he drew jab too.
He's got the path as well.
Jab.
No, he added it last time.
Yeah.
For Denlong.
So maybe does he play any monster destruction like Dark Hole Raigekis?
I think he sides the one Raigeki from memory,
Okay, so maybe he's going to try and snipe it now.
and he does have the 2 Dark Holes in his main deck.
Okay, so yeah, maybe he's trying to draw one of his 3 possible outs.
Yeah, a Dark Hole Raigeki would be pretty immense here.
Imagine if he gets Dark Hole Raigeki, both draws.
It's not like what we saw with earlier on in the round with. So he's looking to negate.
I was wondering what Jamie was doing there. Very confused. Because it's a monster effect. Silly Jamie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Very
I
confused.
do not think Deviati became this good. I mean, have made a few mistakes on
Yeah.
the stream. I think it's like inevitable, really, when you're sitting here. You can't hear what the players are saying to each other. You kind of just have to guess what's going on
Exactly,
half of the time.
Draw 1. Nope. Draw 2. Nope. Yangzing and a Metaphor. So he's just got a full hand of Yangzings and Metaphors. So this.
Oh, everybody's praying for Dark Hole and Raigeki top deck. I don't think they want to see Jamie win this one. So,
So 1 Pendulum Scales
just
played.
looking at this deck, you're probably a bit more familiar with the Yangzing deck.
Yeah.
Is there many ways he can get more cards to try and dig for those? Or is it going to be an upward battle playing through the Dryden?
It's an up. Well, the Dryden's not the problem. It's the Steel Swarm. Roach that's the problem.
He's going to try and set up his Scales, at which point Dryden can pop one. If he tries to Synchro, there's Steel Swarm Roach there. If he tries to use a monster effect, he's got the Deviati.
Jamie would be. You would pop the.
Guess you would pop the Metal Foe?
You pop the Metaphor.
Yeah.
Because the Yang Zing effect, you can only special summon Yang Zings while it's a pendulum, while it's a scale. So it means that it does lock him out of the Metaphors, because obviously you do summon them sometimes. So I think he's quite far behind now.
He does have the Jiaotu. But again, he's probably going to play the Jiaotu, try and use the effect. Deviati's going to negate
Yeah,
it.
Deviati's going to go in. And then he has the Steel Storm Roach to negate any summon if he does try and go into like a Danlong or something like that.
So here's the Jiaotu. Guess he's kind of forced to play into it.
Yeah. So he's not even going to let him do it. He's just going to
Banish all of the spells from his grave.
yeah,
because
summon the snow straight away and flip it face down so he can't even attempt to resolve the effect.
we're going to see the handshake being extended.
Probably in 3, 2
Looks like it's all monsters in his
One.
hand now.
and a half. No.
So he's probably going to attack into the Jiaotu with the Deviati.
Yeah, so he's just passing now. He's not scooping. So there's not.
Okay, so he's opting to add the Kaiju instead of and then he can of course just pop the Kaiju with the Dryden.
Yep.
So he has 29 plus 1850.
Well, there's no material under the Dryden.
So he can make a
You can make a Brawl Ball, then go
add
into
the
another
Whip Towel.
Dryden. Yeah.
So he's got, it's game. He can give him the Kaiju,
Yep.
make the Broad Ball, add the Whip Towel, pop the Kaiju, summon the Whip Towel, and that's it.
Do the thing. Win the thing.
Do some Zodiac things.
Yeah.
Attack with some Zodiacs. Attack with some Infernoids.
Too good. Yeah, there's Infernoids. Too big.
Yeah,
So, looks like we're going to see the first Zodiac Infernoid take round 4 here.
we're going to see. He should make the Broad Ball here if he has a second copy. I think he's only made the one this game.
I assume he plays 2, right?
Yeah, I mean every. Oh, no, never mind.
Maybe not.
Maybe I've just miscounted the extra deck monsters he's used.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I think he's only used one Broad Ball.
Yeah, I think the play here was make the broad ball. Make the ball bow, make the broad ball, or just essentially get 2 materials on the broad ball, add the whip towel. Unless he's milled all of his whip towels, that
Maybe.
could be another one.
Yeah. I think there were a few that did go.
He's he's milled 25 cards from his deck in the previous turn. Could have been a lot that's gone. But he is still vulnerable to the Dark Hole and Regeki.
If he topped that, that would have been disgusting, right? But he drew the Abysma gear.
I think Jamie might be out with the Dridents. That might be the card he's missing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
I think he has actually played 2 in this game. Might be worth sort of tomorrow morning just watching through the replay.
Yeah, just to see if we did miss that. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna look now if Jamie. Oh no, that's
his
banished.
banished par.
Never mind. I don't see any major plays here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think as we were saying, it was the Dark Hole Regeki. Earlier on, we thought it was the game, but he could he's playing the Shadow, so he could tag out into the window.
Yeah, so basically he's just going to try and force out the destructions here now. He's going to negate the effect. And that is it! That is the game. So yeah, the writing was on the wall for a while now. And it was just one of those things. I think it was his last turn possibly in time as well. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, so that is it. So we'll be going into round 5 next. Starting up very, very soon because we're already in time. So we shall catch you guys in a little bit. Enjoy some really random music.